Hello everyone, I'm Slade, I'll be your host, and welcome to Star Wars Did You Know? Before we begin today's topic, it's important to stress the majority of what I am discussing today is no longer canon, it's all Legends continuity. Nothing of what I am saying has been clarified by Disney to be in the current Disney canon, so as far as I know, aside from maybe one or two small pieces that led to the Sith, everything here you should consider, until clarification from Disney is made, to be non-canon and Legends canon only. Ruusan Reformation is the name given to a series of reforms enacted by the Galactic Republic at the year 1000 BBY. These reforms encompassed both the Jedi, the Republic itself, and the Republic military. The reasons behind them were the recently concluded Ruusan campaign, fought from 1002 to 1000 BBY between the last remnants of the Sith and the Republic military led by the Jedi. Despite having fought the Sith in the preceding millennia leading up to the Ruusan campaign, the Republic was reluctant to engage the Sith in combat yet again. This led to the Jedi asking for help from the Republic military. Loyal members of the Republic military, fed up with the ineffectual leadership of the Republic, agreed, and together they formed what was called the Army of Light, which would go to Ruusan and engage the Sith in one last climactic battle. The resulting 2-year campaign had many skirmishes and 7 major battles, before finally being concluded, when the Sith unleashed a devastating thought bomb on the planet Ruusan, annihilating much of the planet and killing off much of its population. The Republic, horrified by this and terrified that the Jedi would become a conquering army after taking so much of its military to battle on Ruusan, decided that the Jedi needed to be reined in along with the rebellious members of the Republic military. Under the leadership of Supreme Chancellor Tarsus Valorum, a series of reforms were enacted to curb the power of the Jedi and ensure the Republic military would never be able to act against the Republic. The effect of the Ruusan Reformation was limited on the Galactic Republic as a whole, the only real differences being a redistributing of senatorial representatives to better represent lower population sectors of the Republic, in addition to resetting the year to 0 at 1000 BBY. However, both the Republic military and Jedi were drastically redistributed. The Jedi relinquished their titles as Jedi Lords and Generals, and relinquished their battle armor and military ranks of any sort, forever barring themselves from participating in the Republic military. In addition, they were now part of the Republic's Judicial Department and under the direct command of the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. Thanks in no small part to support from the Galactic Senate and the Supreme Chancellor, a faction within the Jedi Order was able to gain control of the Order as a whole and chart its course for the next millennia. This faction within the Jedi Order believed the Jedi Code should be followed as law, and the Jedi should forsake any and all attachments, giving up their families, their property, and their titles. As a result, those Jedi with family were forced to either leave the Order or forsake their families. In addition, this faction's rise to power resulted in the collapse or exiling of any and all Jedi dynastic families that were still in existence at the time of the Ruusan campaign. This new Jedi Order declared that all temples beyond Coruscant were to be sealed and abandoned, and that all training of Padawans was to be centralized at the temple on Coruscant. In addition, Jedi were sent out into the galaxy to find Force-sensitive children and bring them back to Coruscant with or without the consent of their parents. This was done to ensure that none of these Force-sensitive children would stray and find the dark side teachings of the Sith and risk reviving them. With the perceived threat from the Jedi handled, the Republic turned its eyes to its military. To ensure that a force like the Army of Light could never be raised against the Republic again, the Republic military as a whole was disbanded and reformed in a much smaller form under the Republic Judicial Department as the Republic Judicial Forces. These judicial forces could serve as the Republic's only military force in the coming millennia. This force was primarily a police force, making them more paramilitary than true military. And there are several cases the preceding years leading up to the incident at Naboo, where the judicial forces were unable to match comparable or larger forces arrayed against it, making them more effective as an enforcement tool than an actual means of warfare. With the policies of the Ruusan Reformation now in place, the Republic entered an era of relative peace and prosperity that would become known as the Golden Age of the Republic. However, despite the 1,000 years of peace and prosperity, the Republic had unknowingly crippled itself. Without a military, and with the powers of the Jedi now crippled, the stage was set for the return of the Sith. When the Clone Wars began, the Republic had no choice but to accept a clone army as its primary fighting force, and place the Jedi at the head of that army. Both the Republic and the Jedi Order played into the hands of the Dark Lord of the Sith, Lord Sidious, also known as Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, who had risen to power unknown to the Jedi Order. When Palpatine's plot was ultimately revealed, the Jedi were unable to stop him, and the Republic was overthrown. The Ruusan Reformation and the policies enacted because of it directly led to the destruction of the Jedi Order and the formation of the Galactic Empire. Alright everyone, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to like and subscribe. There'll be more content coming. If you'd like to support the channel on Patreon, please do so. Every little bit helps. Until next time, this is your host Slade, and this has been Star Wars Did You Know?